It says we're live.
And it says excellent connection.
Can you see it yet?
Yeah, I see it on my end. It's good.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna post it on Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Pablo. Gonna pop the chat out.
Sorry, I keep muting and unmuting because there's a noise in the background sometimes.
Okay.
Hi, Pablo. That's very cute. There's an armored core, there's the Christmas spirit.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. I started playing Armored Core 1, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's very good. I like it.
Well, we're gonna play a little bit today, and you'll be able to see maybe some more of it.
Excellent. I find the combat is a little bit, not as good as like Tekken 3, not as
Yeah, it's
smooth.
not quite as good. Well, it's
but
running
it's
off like this is what we were talking about when we talked about the differences between like the PS1, PS2 era and then the PS3 era. Where like the PS3 era, that's when they start making it like really fast and adding like quick steps and things.
Yeah. Well, actually, Acer's here. Hi, Acer. We're actually going to record.
I know, 15,000 subscribers. It's amazing. We are.
Oh, damn! Yay!
After 5 years, we are 3/4 as popular as my old channel was after 2.
Yay! Good job, everyone. We did it. But if you think about it, like I know in YouTube terms that's not a lot, but like 15,000 people either heard the word horsefish, Jersey Miyazaki, Ebruitus, or what, where, why, and we're like, yeah, we're clicking. Think about that.
I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna say a lot of them probably didn't. A lot of them probably just saw like, oh, Bloodborne, subscribe. Never watching this shit again.
The way of YouTube.
Where is the man?
I mean, where is the man? Yeah.
Hey, Mark's here. 3-2, hi.
Yeah, and so we're actually going to record, once I'm back from the woods, we're going to record a podcast with Acer about Armored Core. And that's why I've been playing it, and it's really cool. I really appreciate the realism of it, because after doing a couple of missions, I owe someone $9,000.
Yeah, that's a key component.
I was so hyped when I'm like, okay, first mission didn't go good. But the second one, I won. The screen said, goal achieved. And when they calculated the damages on missiles I used, I didn't know I paid for missiles. I was like, wait, what?
Okay, so someone's pointing out Solitas is saying Sin sounds a little weird, and that's because you're in the woods, right?
Yeah, I'm in the woods and the electricity goes off and on. It might go off at any moment.
Yeah, this is why we weren't doing it yesterday. Because your electricity completely went out.
Yeah, and I have to go soon because I'm actually with my boyfriend and mom-in-law,
Okay.
and we're gonna have some quality time before the
Oh,
electricity goes off again.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so now that we think we have enough people, we can get started. We'll just turn the Christmas music off. By the way, this is the Christmas theme from a game called Boogie Wings, which is incredible, and you should all play it.
That's super cool.
Hello. So let's just turn the PS. Ready to go.
I sound like a robot, so yeah, you guys got
Yes,
me.
we
I'm
have
actually in my
robots in the
Mac.
game. Sin is a robot now.
Yeah. No, I'm about to go do another mission. Go kill some protesters. I love the first mission. Do you want to kill people who don't have a home, or people who are like fighting for their rights? Which one do you want to do?
Well,
You have a
Sin,
choice.
because I knew that, like, you were gonna be here, but you were gonna have to leave, I want you here in spirit. I sound a little low. Okay, hang on.
I'm here in the Christmas spirit.
I'll just turn myself up a little bit. That should be better. Alright, so, Sin, I called our robot Midori.
Oh my god. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry robot tears.
Oh.
I called my character Vika Smith,
Yeah?
and then I called my robot Cool plus 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 because they're super cool. Like you can put pluses.
Oh,
So I
you
did
can,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. I also drew a logo.
I drew a logo too. So here's the robot that I've made. It's Christmas themed.
Yes.
It's
Uh-huh.
red and green. Do you want to just show off like some of the features of the garage? Because this was like the big thing about Armored Core. I am low. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to make myself louder. Might just move the mic closer.
Low, 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 low. They're just
Hello.
singing the song.
I don't know. It's showing up as red on the thing. I'm going to talk into Audacity and then play it back and see if that works. Hello, Audacity test. Okay, that seems to be alright. I don't know.
Oh yeah, good everyone. While Sophia's doing that, we just posted on Patreon a first draft of an upcoming podcast. It's a first draft because there's going to be stuff that's not going to make it to YouTube because only like the stupid stuff gets posted on Patreon. Anyway, once it goes to YouTube, like hopefully Monday or Tuesday, if I don't get any more blackouts, I think people are going to be very, very happy to hear a special guest. Wink, wink.
Ooh.
Wink, wink.
Okay.
Wink, wink.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't have any like other parts because this is literally like I haven't done any missions yet. So you can see here you have the ability to edit the entire color scheme of the mech. So you can see here we have like this is the base color, but if we want to get super detailed we can be like I just want the head to be a different color. So let's say like we just want say the neck to be a different color. We can do that. Let's do it like that so that can be our Santa beard. So you can do this with every single part of the robot. You can add patterns to it. You can add camo patterns. And if we want, we have the ability to edit the color of the camo patterns as well. So just purely on an aesthetic level, there is a huge, huge, huge amount of just like customization available.
That's amazing. I spent like literally 3 hours just like picking out the pattern.
Yeah, I made my own emblem.
Yeah, I saw it's much better than mine.
Did you look at the sample emblems?
No, I didn't.
Okay, because this is really good because you can see like the way this runs is this is literally they have a little PC paint program in the game. and you can draw like boxes and stuff with it. You can like, you know, fill in. You can, yeah, it's like a circle tools and stuff like that. So.
Oh, I thought it was all free flow. I just free flowed mine.
Well, no, what you can do is, right, if you go to the little menu, which button is it? There we go, sample. Has these like little other things you can apply.
Okay, you know what? I feel like that's cheating. If you use that, if you're not doing it freehand, you're cheating, is what I'm going to say.
This. They don't tell you about this, but if you press L1 and R1, you get a second thing. That's like all these like other ones you can get. It has little templates you can use. And one thing you can also do is like each of these has an associated palette. So you could, for instance, like if I want to go into, I don't want to ruin this thing. So if I go into this, right, see how down the bottom it's like my palette's there? I can actually change the palette. So I could go say like that one, and I can just make that color different. So I could just make that bit white. So it's an incredibly...
Do I sound any better now? Whoa.
Yeah,
something weird just happened. Hello?
Hi, Sin.
Hello?
Hi, I can hear you.
I don't know what's happening to the microphone. I'm hearing things back. I'm hearing myself back as a robot.
Oh, no.
I tried to fix it.
Okay, so we're going to do mission 1, Sin. Which one do you want to do? Do you want to do we want to kill homeless people or workers who are striking for better pay? Sin can't hear me, can she? Okay, I have no idea where Sin is. I'll just check Discord to see if she's frantically messaging me. She is not. I mean, she's muted herself, that's why. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me
You
now?
know what just happened?
You muted yourself?
Apparently, I was talking... No, I was talking to the wrong microphone. I wasn't talking in the snowball. I'm talking in my boyfriend's headphones. Because it has a thing. So I changed it to talking to the snowball. And then, what would happen is I would hear Sophie, and the robot talking like this, like a little Slack who cannot, like, live robot.
Oh no!
So I switched back to talking into the headphones. Because that was so freaky. I thought I was hearing myself, but I was actually hearing you. So.
Yep.
My boyfriend's rolling his eyes like, oh my god, everything she touches can't be technology.
We've been doing this for 5 years.
Up here's boyfriend.
5 years, 15,000
you said
subscribers,
Casper.
I'm talking into the wrong microphone. Okay, so which mission do we want to do
But when
first?
you're talking to the right one, it's weird. Okay. I actually need to go.
Okay.
I have to spend time with the family before the electricity runs out.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll spend time with our
Well, it was
podcast
nice meeting
family.
everyone. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Excellent. It was nice seeing you, Sophie. Nice seeing everyone.
Nice seeing everybody.
Y'all have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Or do. Okay. Okay. You have a good one.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Alright, so hi, we're going to do this solo. So, something that I brought up, like, when I talked about Armored Core on the podcast is, like, the first 2 missions you get in this game, it's a choice, but the choices are, you can either kill a bunch of homeless people who are squatting in an old warehouse, or you can kill a bunch of workers who are striking for better pay. So that, to me, that really sets kind of the tone of Armored Core. Something that I brought up when we were discussing it is, like, Final Fantasy VII came out around the same time as this, and I played them both, like, at about the same time. And, sorry about that, I'm a little mucusy. The thing about Final Fantasy VII is, like, you start off as, I'm a mercenary and I'm doing it for the money. But it turns out that... Did I make Christmas cookies? I did. I haven't got any photos at the moment, but I did. So, you start off as a mercenary doing things for the money, but then it turns out that, like, the people you were working for are these, like, eco-terrorists who are trying to save the planet. So it sort of like becomes like a morally okay thing to be doing. Whereas in Armored Core, it's just straight up like you're out murdering people for money and they didn't do anything wrong. So, let's... Oh, Tokyo Godfathers, yeah. I have that. We should talk about it one day. Let's do squatters. This is another thing I really like about Armored Core, the way it's written, which is like rare, I think, for this era, because you'd expect like it to just be a very bare bones translation. But the way that they talk about like the way they describe them as people opposed to area redevelopment and stuff like that. It's very, very like detached sort of clinical speak. And yeah, this is interesting because the background of this mission is that like the police, like the government, are hiring you to kill the people who are squatting on the basis that because they're citizens, the guard can't do it, but you can because you're an independent contractor. And yeah, we're going to teach them the rules of society. Hey, Jane.
System engaged.
And I am still, like... I instinctively went to try doing this with Twin Stick, but this is an early gen PS1 game, so Twin Stick doesn't exist yet. So when I said this ran on the King's Field engine, you can kind of see... Hey, Jane! Also, anyone who's thinking like, oh, the stream, is this the frame rate of the stream? No, this is the frame rate of the game. It runs at like, I think a little less than 30 FPS. I think it's like 12 FPS, it's quite slow. You can see like, I am taking a huge amount of damage. Actually, I'll say I'm doing this because I want to show you something. Right?
AC unit destroyed.
So let's say we're
Combat
destroyed.
halted.
So you can see here, this is not a game over screen. This is not you died. We're actually just charged for the fact that the mech blew up. So you can see we're charged for the ammunition that we spent, and we're charged for like the damage to the robot. So we're still technically playing the game. Like we didn't, the run's not over yet, we're just 9,000 credits in debt. So what I'll actually do now is we'll do this properly. We'll go... I might have to take my Santa hat off in a bit because it's really hot here. Now, hopefully...
System engaged.
I will actually try to show off the melee in this. Hello. This doesn't have a melee weapon. Oh wait, it's triangle, there we go. So melee weapons in this game are quite powerful, but like this is obviously... We're not in the world of like being able to lock onto targets in melee yet, like this doesn't really control like that, so... You can do this. but it literally, it just goes directly forward. Just show off how missiles work in this. There's no shields in this, Mark, as far as I remember. The problem is, like, literally, my fingers are, like, instinctively grabbing for the analog sticks. Because I'm so used to all the, like, newer games. Hang on. There we go. So if you watch me, like, spinning around in a circle on the spot, it's because I'm trying to grab analog sticks that the PS1 didn't have. Shit. That weird noise we just heard, like, I think this might act... This is literally my physical copy of the game that I've ripped to ISO. And, like, sometimes you just get these weird little glitched, sound things. Like, it's playing radio messages, and I don't quite know why it does that. Like, it did this on hardware as well.
Target achieved.
Like, Sin brought this up earlier, but, like, you see I'm actually charged. I've been charged almost 2,000 credits for just for the ammunition that I spent. And then I'm charged, like, another 4,000 for repairing the robot. So even though, like, I was paid 14,000 for the mission, I've only got 8,000 left. So, Raven's Nest is like our little hub area for this game. It's, Ravens are basically, like, if you think of, the Outer Heaven stuff from Metal Gear Solid, where it's like a nation of mercenaries that don't owe allegiance to anyone. That's what, that's kind of what we are. Like, the whole point is that we exist outside of, like, political jurisdiction, which is why we get all these, like, murder people missions. So... now, what I think we're going to do is we're going to start customizing the mech. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of my legs, and I want to get rid of my boosters. Now, one of the good things about Armored Core is all the parts sell for the exact amount they cost to buy, so you don't have to worry about, like, going broke by selling stuff and then rebuying it. So what I want to do is, so early in the game, I want to get some track legs. There we go. You can see that's like much cheaper than the humanoid legs. And the good thing about track legs is that they have an enormous load-bearing capacity. They're very slow, but they have a huge load-bearing capacity, and they don't require a booster. So what I've done is I've like got quite a bit more money now because I've sold my legs and my booster, bought another pair of legs that were less expensive. So we can do now is we can start looking at other pieces. Like let's say I want to get rid of my rifle. And I'm looking for something that's quite long range. That's a sniper rifle. We can't afford that. The sniper rifle. What we actually want is... Okay, see how, like... I know it's quite a small window, but, like... You can see how all these weapons have stats. One of them is ammo type. You'll notice this one here, the ammo type is listed as energy. So if it's listed as energy, you don't actually pay for the ammunition that you spend. Because it's not solid ammunition, it's just drawing from your power reserves. So that's actually like a really useful thing to do early in the game, because it means you're not going to be... you're not going to have to keep buying, like... You're not going to have to keep paying for ammo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell all that junk, and I'm going to buy... I am going to buy... something with a... I want something with a lot of shots. Hang on, how many ammo is this? 200, 100, 180. Let's try that. I will make you Johnny 5, maybe not. Well, maybe we'll stream this again, so we're not going to get through it in one sitting, unfortunately. Let's go. On weapon R. So, hopefully. Let's do eliminate strikers. See, this is workers are striking for better pay and better conditions, and they've blocked off a road, so we have no time to deal with such trifling matters, but they don't understand.
System engaged.
So the thing I want to show you about this mission is... Ooh. I always went over the side there. As you can imagine, having tank treads for legs is a little awkward for some of this. There's actually a hidden item behind here we can grab.
Weapon obtained.
Also see that, like, I have like 9,000 armor this mission. Previous one I had about 8,000. And that is because the tank treads are giving me like a ton of extra defense. Yeah, you are a Pinkerton in this. It's amazing. Like, I don't know if we'll get to it, but there's missions later on that are seriously like, we want you to kill our employees so we don't have to give them severance pay. Like, it's just brutal. I don't actually know who did the music. I know that, like, the current ones, the main composer for Armored Core is Hoshino Koda, who did... Oh god, this is a really deep cut, but if anyone remembers a PS2 kind of, like, Zelda-ish action RPG called Evergrace. Hoshino Koda did the music for that, and it's fucking bizarre. Hoshino Koda is an absolute weirdo. He makes weird, like, industrial, sort of, like, electronic-sounding stuff. Okay, come on, where are you? Ooh. Okay. Trying to avoid hitting Optimus Prime, I'm sorry.
Target achieved.
You can see there our ammunition expense is 0. So we were actually a lot more profitable in that one. And that's sort of like, once you figure out all that stuff, like how all these different systems interact, you can start really gaming it, and you can start, like, saving tons and tons of money early on. So, one of the issues I think that we have is that we don't actually have very much ammunition on this weapon. So what I'm going to do is... Let's see... if... I know there is like an energy machine gun you can get that fires like really quickly, so I want to see if I can afford that. Ooh, oh yeah, that thing. This is the part we got from the mission. And yeah, it's so there's a difference in this game between rockets and missiles, where like missiles lock on, rockets don't. Rockets just fire in a straight line. So we're unlikely to use this, but you'll see it's worth almost 300,000 credits, so we can just like, okay, I'm taking that. And let's grab... What I think we should also do, hang on, is I want to sell the radar. And I want to sell the head. Because you can get heads that have built-in radars. There's like one that look, this one, yeah. I love this head. This is like one of my favorites. There we go. So you can see now, like, we're looking increasingly less humanoid. That just looks like a radar. I can turn this up actually a little bit if you want to hear the music. Hang on. There we go. So, we should just buy a back weapon just in case we need it. I've got some little emergency rockets in case something goes wrong, so let's go, mission. I remember Cyborg Justice! I never had a Genesis, but I do remember Cyborg Justice because it has a cool name. Let's do... Happy holidays, everyone. Put my Santa hat
Combat
there.
system engaged.
That's better. Okay, so...
This is the guard. We've cornered the enemy as expected. We'll leave the rest up to you.
So like, I can still kind of boost with this, but the boosters are built into the tank treads. So like, boosters are otherwise a separate part. So this is a way to like save money early on. Also see like that little bar on the side, that's essentially the stamina bar from Dark Souls. And you can see as I'm firing it's draining because it's an energy weapon. Whereas when I was firing the rifle earlier, because it wasn't draining energy, it fired a lot, like, I didn't have to worry about it draining. So what that means is like, you see how it's also draining when I'm boosting? It means if you go energy and you're like firing energy weapons while also trying to boost, you will get, like, you'll run out of energy really quickly. And, like, you have to really consider how all these systems are interacting. Like, another one is, the generator that you have is also, like, that affects how long that kind of, energy bar actually is. And there's just a ton of, like, you can really min-max the hell out of this thing. That was always the appeal to me. Also, let's just take in, like, this environment. I really like this, like, kind of grungy, PS1 era industrial spaces. You can see, like, when I said this runs off the Kingsfield engine, it becomes very apparent in places like this.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
So that was quite profitable for us. Oh, Mark, yeah. So, okay, so Armored Core legit has a poison swamp level. Not quite a swamp, but yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get there, because, like, for people
Combat
who've been
system
here a while, like, I
engaged.
did actually stream this a really long time ago. And I did it, like, I'd played through it a bunch of times earlier, and I made all these saves that we were able to use. So I was able to, like, hop around and show different paths, because this does have branching paths and things. I was able to show them off, but I can't do it now. Because I'm literally just playing, like, from the start, and it's quite a long game. So another thing about Armored Core that, like, we brought up on when we talked about it is, like, technically this entire game is set underground. Hang on, let's get rid of you. Hang on. Back here a little bit. See, I'm hoist by my own petard by firing too quickly and running out of energy. Let's try the rockets. Fuck it. There you go. So yeah, you can see this. Technically, this whole game is set underground. Like the idea is there was some like surface destroying catastrophe, and they rebuilt Earth underground. So you can see, like, even though there's trees and stuff, this is all in basically like a shelter, like a Fallout sort of shelter thing. I think we'll do like a proper playthrough at some point where I'll like show off everything, but the thing is you can't show off everything in one playthrough because it has branching paths. And what's cool about the branching paths is, like, again, we brought this up when we talked about it, but oh shit, we're charging. Okay, that's not good. This is okay. We'll leave it on this roll and show you. See how it says we're charging, right? We actually cannot do anything involving the booster until that finishes charging up. So, like, I am, like, hammering boost, it's not doing anything. I switch to the rifle, the energy rifle, it's not doing anything. Right. Because I have to wait for that to finish charging up. So, like, if that happens mid-combat, it is, like, a death sentence. There's, like, so many interesting little systems in this game. And yeah, this was, like, the game that I played, like, the most, I think, as a teenager. I have large portions of it committed to memory, but also, like, a lot of it's quite repetitive. So I don't quite remember. G-Police, yeah, oh, I did play a demo of G-Police, but I never owned it. Also, yeah, if you run out of ammunition in a mission, that's it. Like, you can't restock ammo. Which is kind of like that's sort of the advantage of melee weapons in this, is like they don't run out of ammunition. So they can be like a last resort thing, but just wait here for the energy to recharge. This is again why I was always like, oh, do I want to stream this? Because it's quite slow. Hey! Astrolace is here. We're gonna record about Derosine at some point. Come on, where are you? So yeah, the branching paths in Armored Core are interesting because they don't actually tell you that it's branching. You'll notice that, like, when I'm given missions in this, they all have a client. And what it does is, as you're playing it, it's keeping track of which client you're doing the best stuff for. Like, if you help, like, certain corporations more than others, it starts to shift the story in the direction of, like, that company becoming the dominant one. Happy Christmas, Australize. Oh, come on, work on. It's been Christmas here for, like, it's 1:30 p.m. on Christmas Day here. We were supposed to do this last night.
Over.
But,
Combat
yeah, for people who weren't, like,
disengaged.
there earlier, Sin was in the woods with her boyfriend's parents. And, they live in, like, when she says the woods, she means, like, they live in, like, a very small town. And there was, like, just, like, a power outage across the town. And it's, like, extremely remote, and, like, basically it wasn't working out, so we moved to today. And she still sort of has to leave. Yeah, because it's Christmas Eve there now, which is not a good time to be doing this with her, so yeah. Anyway. Let us, can probably get some better stuff now. So let's get rid of that little... Maybe we should get a better generator. I guess we're running out a lot, so let's just go down to, like, what's a more expensive one? Okay, we can afford the best generator, apparently, because that's... Alright. Also, yeah, there's certain parts you have to have, like, you can't function without a generator, so if you don't have a generator equipped, it'll just automatically give you one when you load up the garage, which is nice. Oh yeah, this is, like, Frank Gallo's talking about, like, the soundtrack. This Raven's Nest theme has been burned into my head since, like, 1998. Do 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 do. Yeah, Aphex Twin, yeah. So, if anyone's
Combat
curious
system
about what
engaged.
Armored Core ended up sounding like
The
on
truck's load is
PS3,
poison gas. Avoid hitting gas canisters if you find them.
look up the soundtrack of especially Armored Core 4 Answer, because it is the weirdest shit you've, like, ever heard in one of these games. Like, it's so strange. And one of, like, the reasons it was sort of disappointing to me that they made basically dark fantasy games non-stop for a decade is that we didn't get any more weird From soundtracks, the, like, weird industrial stuff. So from memory, this one.
Transport truck destroyed. Combat halted.
I think you
Enemy
are.
reinforcements found.
I think you are charged with destroying the cars. Also, I've destroyed the transport truck. So, we failed the mission. But as you can see, we didn't lose much. Precious Park is an incredible song. I might play it later on. See, if failing missions, you just lose, you just lose money for it. Let's do eliminate squatters. Let's read this one again, hang on. Oh yeah, so this is literally, it's the same set of squatters. And they... Yeah, okay, so it's the same set of squatters and they've come back with better gear, so now we're gonna kill them. There's one I remember that's in a car park. And you have to chase someone through a car park and you're actually killed if you stand on any of
Don't
the,
get carried away just because you're
if
a
you stand on
raven.
any of the cars. This is also very, like, Valley of Defilement. Like, if you remember the way that, like, as you approach the end of that, the people are just saying, like, why are you here? Like, just leave us alone, we're not doing anything wrong. We can actually play OG Kingsfield later if people want, because I do have that. Basically, I ripped all my old PS1 discs to ISO. Also see, like, I'm really just tearing through these guys because some things are going to be weaker or stronger versus solid or energy rounds, and like, because we're using an energy thing now, we are just like decimating them because they don't really have energy defenses. That's like a thing you can do early game.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
Ugh. Oh yeah, there is an Armored Core remix album you can get as well. It's just on YouTube. I think they might be on Spotify. Aphex Twin is on Spotify if you like the sounds of this. So here we go. This is some lore from R. And basically the way you get filled in on the world is it's partially through the briefings, it's also just through emails you get. So basically the two story paths that exist in this are Chrome and Murakumo. Chrome is the sort of established corporation that's running a lot of the cities that you encounter. But Murakumo is like the up-and-comer. They have distinct styles to their parts. We'll have a look. So like Chrome is sort of very heavy industrial stuff. These, we'll list who made them, hang on. Oh no, okay, it doesn't. Some of them will list, like, some of them list the manufacturers. I don't know, maybe that's another one. But, like, as you are playing through, like, you will take missions from the different companies, and depending on whether we do better for Chrome or better for Murakumo, it's going to change the, it's going to change the like, the story path that we do. But it's not like there's a specific sort of point at which you pick one, it's just keeping track of it constantly. So this is a mission I remember, I think a lot of people remember this one. This is a power plant full of little worker robots, and you have to take out the worker robots, but you have to not hit any of the generators.
Do you read me, Raven? Hitting a generator could cause an explosion, so please be careful.
So to be, yeah, if we so much as, like, if we start firing wildly, we will hit those things, they will explode, and they will destroy the power plant. And again, because, like, this game, it starts adding... Oh, okay, fuck.
Defenses damaged.
You can tell I haven't done this for a
Cannot
while.
Continue combat.
So yeah, actually, let's try Human Plus, that'll be interesting. You can tell I haven't done this for a while and I've been playing Elden Ring. Let's just claim we did that on purpose. Oh god, we can keep doing this. Okay. So I'm gonna show off how Human Plus works.
Combat system engaged.
So something I mentioned is like, there's not like a game over necessarily in
Could
this.
cause an explosion, so please be careful.
Yeah, we're going to show off Human Plus. The thing is, I kind of want to show off everything in this, but I don't have, like, pre-done saves or anything. Okay.
Defenses damaged. Cannot continue combat.
Okay, so we're on... Yes, yeah, our balance is now in the negative. We're at negative 20,000. So this is like a really cool system that I've never really seen. Like, it's one of those things that, like, From do, where there's, like, all this stuff that's hidden very deep in the game that you probably won't find until, like, you've been playing for, like, God, forever. And then just one day you, like, do something weird and something happens and you realize it was there.
Combat system engaged.
Merry Christmas,
Can
Gary.
you read me, Raven? Hitting a generator could cause an explosion, so please be careful.
It's just,
Defenses damaged. Cannot continue combat.
Okay, what are we on now? Okay, so one more of these should do it. So basically, if you can get your balance to negative 50,000, it unlocks, like, another part of the story. Yeah, let's just do this. Good morning, wave sounds. Sin was here earlier, but she's had to go, so...
We've arrived at the combat area. We'll leave as soon as your AC is deployed. Combat system engaged.
I was gonna sit at the center of these gun emplacements and get shot. So how's everyone doing? Come on. I should just be firing rockets to waste more money. Okay.
Defenses damaged. Cannot continue combat.
So this should... This should work? Unless it's... Is it 50,000? Ah, good. Okay, cool.
Is this the subject for our next experiment?
Yes. His papers say he was a raven.
Oh, so he took the usual route here.
Seems to have piled up quite a debt.
Must have dashed his dreams. But he will be reborn in this experiment.
That is, if he lives.
You have a point there. Let's get started.
So, you may be wondering what the hell just happened. So, that little thing on the roof, that sort of, you see that later on, it becomes part of the story, but like, what's happened is, we ran out of money, and we were essentially sold into human experimentation. Like, if we look at our character, maybe it's in data, hang on, I may have to save it to show off what's happened. Oh, actually, we'll be in ranking. Where am I? Hang on. Let's go system. Yeah, you can see our name has changed. we've actually had our name changed to Rebel 581. Right. If we go to the shop, we're now at Flight 0 again. The debt has been wiped out. But we still have the mech. And if we go to missions, we're back at the start again. So it's basically like, it's kind of like New Game Plus almost. Like, it's reset you back to the start of the game, but you've kept all the stuff you had before. Except it doesn't do the New Game Plus, like, difficulty increase. You can also see, like, my radar looks a little different. And that is because every time that triggers, like, you can actually trigger that repeatedly by just constantly going to, like, negative 50 grand. Every time you do that, and you go through that experiment, you get a different ability. So, like, yeah, we now have a different radar, and if I'm thinking right, I think that radar is independent of the part we have equipped. Like, we just have a better radar now. And you can get other features, like you can get additional, like, boost and stuff. I'll just turn it down a little bit. Hang on. But yeah, you can get things like, we haven't seen them yet because I don't have humanoid legs, but there's some weapons where if you have a humanoid leg piece, you have to, like, kneel down and stop to use the weapon, but under some of those, like, augmentation things, you'll be able to fire it without kneeling, and there's, like, other stuff where, like, the generator will recharge twice as fast and stuff like that. So that's actually part of the plot. I don't think we're going to see it tonight because it's pretty deep in, but you start running into, like, Armored Core pilots that behave differently. Like, you'll start running into Armored Core pilots that, like, they can do things they shouldn't be able to do, like I was describing. Like, they'll be able to, like, fire weapons that require you to stop moving while still moving. And they'll do, yeah, like, things like that, or, like, they'll just boost to a degree that's, like, no one should be able to boost this much. But then when they'll start messaging you, and they sound like they're going insane. They're just, like, screaming. And it turns out that, like, yeah, they're people that got that augmentation. So, like, the augmentation's actually part of the plot, and it ties into this whole backstory about, like, what was happening to the Earth when the like, war happened. And it turns out, like, that augmentation stuff is, like, old technology that was, like, lost and it's being rediscovered.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
Yeah, and actually this is a good demonstration of what I mean about, like, the way that the ammo system works. Remember, the first time we did this, we only made 8 grand. This time we made 13, and it's just because we were using energy ammunition rather than solid ammunition. Actually, if we go to mail, I think the mail's wiped as well. Yeah, we're literally, like, we've basically, like, been reset and set back to the start again, but we kept everything. Also, my apologies, I'm quite mucusy.
Combat system engaged.
Let's grab that thing again. Oh, okay, that's interesting. We don't get a second one. I am dressed like an elf, it's true. Yeah, so in Australia, like, Christmas happens in the summer, which means there's just fucking pollen everywhere, and I have a number of allergies. Oh, steady. Oh, shit! Oh, hey, I thought I'd sink. Wait, do I not sink? Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna sink. Never mind. We're back in business. You can see, like, yeah, you get blasted around quite a bit. Well, we've destroyed Optimus Prime.
Combat system disengaged.
Yeah, this is Nicholas is saying, like, why does human augmentation improve the mech you becoming a cyborg? That's kind of the implication. Actually, I can show you. Hang on, where we go? Where's the ranking system? So yeah, this is the top one, right? This is Hustler 1 in the 9-ball. 9-ball becomes a recurring thing in the series. And so, at the end of the game, you will fight, spoilers, like, the guy they hype up as, like, the most powerful Raven is someone you fight. You fight Hustler 1 in the 9-ball. At the very end of the game, and then after you defeat him, there is another Hustler 1. And then you realize that the Hustler ones are actually guarding, like, the basically the place that we were in, where they were performing that sort of experiment. But, I mean, we're not going to get there, because it's quite a long game, and, yeah.
Combat system engaged.
You can see, like, this is not even a very long-range weapon, and I'm just locking onto things on the other side of the map. So, you can see, like, if you spent a little more time fine-tuning it, you can just make, like, a sniper build that could just do this whole mission without any of the enemies actually seeing you, by just sniping from a distance. Stop such foolishness. That is a line from the end. There is, like, an old stream Sin I did of this, where, like, I actually, like, it was much better than this crap, and I'm so sorry that it's not doing well tonight, but, like, I had, like, 2 separate memory cards worth of files that I was showing off. Like, if you look at the Armored Core, like, kind of chronology of games, there's one called Ninebreaker, and that's meant to be a reference to, like, you know, the person that beat 9-ball as the... It's like Radahn being the Starbreaker.
Disengaged.
Oh yeah, Mark pointing out that I think it's Armored Core 2. It has, like, a person called Hustler 2. And they use, like, a shit version of Hustler 1 from this. They're just like a fanboy or something who's copying it. So yeah, all these characters have, like, biographies and stuff. And what will happen, like, as we do it, is we'll start going up. Like, this is only showing the top 10, but we are actually on this board, and as we progress through the game, we'll start appearing on it, we'll start moving up. And some of these are people you do actually meet during it. And I think, like, there is a way, I think it's, like, there's some button code you can do to like copy your opponent's emblems from that board. This one I remember being kind of obnoxious because it's a whole lot of little floating things. But our little gun fires pretty quickly, so we might be able to
Combat
do it.
system engaged.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're not. This is not an ideal build for this. Hang on. So we're very slow, and they're very fast. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think we're going to make it through this one. Oh god, this is a train wreck. Okay, good. Good, come on.
The battle seems hard fought. We will now engage in support fire. Stay safe for a while.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
Let's just save in case we completely fuck up. Mark just reminded me there is in fact a train wreck level in this. It's weird because like I remember this game quite vividly, but it's also been quite a while since I last played it, and there are so many different missions in this. Okay, we're gonna do this again, and we're gonna try not to blow up the transport truck. Oh yeah, Armored Core Verdict today has this like kind of complicated online system with like different factions controlling different parts of the
truck's
map.
load is poison gas.
And
Avoid
yeah, I don't
hitting
think it
gas
ever got
canisters
like
if you find
it
them.
got popular enough for that to be a thing. Like it didn't really work out. So this is the one we were on before where I accidentally blew up the transport truck. Wait a second, there's a dude over here. You. There, okay, that's the transport truck, okay. Come on. Ah! No, do not aim at the truck. It's like very deliberately done, so like they're in front of the truck, so you can't just like fire randomly. Oh, Christ. Oh, God. Good God. Fucking...
Transport truck destroyed.
That wasn't me.
Combat halted.
That was them. Okay, let's do the mission that we deliberately tanked last time. So this is a mission where the reward is not money, it's that pair of legs in the middle. Hello, Allison.
We've arrived at the combat area. We'll leave as soon as your AC is deployed. Combat system engaged.
I love you too, Allison. We'll hang out later for Christmas. My headphones are falling out here.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, so this is Murakumo. They're like the sort of up-and-coming corporation that, depending on how many missions we do for them, eventually they can take over from Chrome.
Combat system engaged.
Yeah, I feel like we'll do this properly one
How
day.
dare you come here? Don't get carried away just because you're a raven.
Where are you? Okay, so people in the chat are talking about like weird bands and things I know about. So, the last time I streamed, which was also about Armored Core, and I acted like I knew all about it, which people may be questioning now because I'm not doing very well. I brought up there was an Australian band called Funky Terrorist that I kept playing like songs from because I said they're not on any streaming services. It turns out that Funky Terrorist are on Spotify, but the problem is that there's another band that's also called Funky
Combat system
Terrorist.
disengaged.
And what's happened is Spotify has conflated the two. So you find the other Funky Terrorist and then you go down. And there is the other Funky Terrorist. Oh, Let It Die. Yeah, I actually played Let It Die for a little bit, but it was PS3, wasn't it? And it was like, I got it toward the end of the PS3 lifespan, so I never properly, like, got into it. Here we go. Yeah, so here we go. This is just, like, filling in the backstory. Hey, Xenololly is here. Xenololly's all about Armored Core. We're sort of like opposites where like Zeno knows the like PS3 era better than I do, and I know the PS1 and kind of PS2 era I think better than she does. Oh, this is quite a lengthy one, so... but this is the one where I actually sometimes run out of ammo.
Combat system engaged.
I'm really trying not to waste ammo here because... Actually, hang on, I have a wonderful, awful idea. We can actually play... This is Funky Terrorist's remix of the Pac-Man theme. What else do I have from them? They did one EP and then broke up. That's playing the Christmas music we had before. They did one EP and broke up. It took me so long to find them. So this is a song that I showed Autumn and Tiff, the Celestial Hacker Girl Jessica devs, and I think it was Autumn called it Ascended Bimbo Art. So we'll put that one on.
She's very old, you know. I think it's rather nice you should be more interested in having a good time and finding a rich husband.
Starting out across the dancing floor, Dixon says calling for more. He jumps right in, hoping to score. Glass by glass, he's looking at her.
else do I have? I can just do my own DJ set for the remainder of this game. See, this band, I heard them in 1999. One of their songs got played on the radio, and I was waiting in my parents' car outside KFC. And it just stuck with me, and then literally 23 years later, I was able to track down a copy of it. And then after I tracked it down and turned it, they were on fucking Spotify the whole time, and they were just mislabeled. I'm a mercenary DJ, that's my new role. It's like Jet Set Radio. I do have the Jet Set Radio soundtrack, by the way. There we go.
Too scratchy to dance. 2 returns to the city. 2 bottles of wine. Too much to get us too high.
Okay, let's start upgrading. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of money, so let's get rid of...
Too scratchy to dance. 2 returns to the city. 2 bottles of wine. Too much to get us too high. Here we go! 今日は晴れなるライブの日。待ちに待ってた練習もしてきたファンキーなリズムでテロリストしようと街への切符を2枚買うがいいわ。電車が来なくて僕ら待ちぼうけ。あちゃ、もう始まっちゃうよ。まあまあ焦らずワインでも飲んでグルービーに行こうじゃないか。どうぞで始めてどうもで終わる。そんなことやめにしようでも音楽は僕らは音楽。愛があればかゆくたってダダダダンス。
Oh, Sol Cresta, cool. Tell us about Sol Cresta. I wonder if we can get 2 ion cannons. Okay, so... But oh, cool. Okay, so we're now pretty much like... Can we afford a new core? How much is our core worth? Oh, I reckon we can buy some better arms, actually. We want something that's got better, like, energy defense, maybe. See, I'm really tempted to get one of the, like, massive Gatling gun arms, but the ammo is expensive, so I want to keep it for a little bit longer. What's this? Let's get the best one. 17. Okay. Let's just grab this one. Okay. There are laser cannon arms, yeah, but I think we have some now, but they're gonna unlock more later on. Let's do some more color changing. Let's change the pen. That looks cool, okay. And then we'll... Oh, I'd love to play 3DO, if that were possible. Okay, so we're getting into, like, this is a lore mission that goes into, like, there's these underground facilities that are pre the world blowing up that are, like, housing all this old tech, and they keep sending survey teams down there. Now this mission here, oh god, from memory, because it's literally just you have to find a survey team. You don't want to waste time fighting these things. Unless they're, like, actually obstructing your progress. Yeah, this is where you find Xenogears. You notice, like, it's really draining the power when I fire. And we want to keep going. God damn it. Where are we? Okay. Through here. Christ. What other stuff? I'm not going to play any more Funky Terrorist, because you should, I don't want to just, like, stream their entire album. What else do we have? I think of something that won't get me in trouble. Actually, let's just turn Armored Core back on. That's better. So this is like, god, this is really fucking like... This is just a gigantic maze, essentially, that... It's a very, like, Kingsfield-y. I think, like, Ace has talked about this before, but one of the initial ideas for Kingsfield was it was going to be a little robot instead of a knight. And, yeah. You can see maybe what they were thinking of with this, because this is very, like... Almost dungeon. This is going to be a dead end, isn't it? It's going to be a dead end. It's close to dead end. Help. Oh my god. Christ. This looks promising. If we just keep going all the way down. Okay. I don't know if we're going to make it to the end of this because we're taking so much damage. This is the problem with, like, a lot of the games I like are quite slow. Oh, here we go.
Destroy the gate lock device. This will certainly open the gate.
Come on. Get the hell down here. Get the hell down here. Just let me... Walk over there. No, don't walk onto this stupid... Christ almighty.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
There. I can't believe we actually got money for that, Christ. Yeah, so this is filling in stuff about, like, the going underground people. From memory, actually, I think Earth Environment Reclamation Committee ends up just being, like, a sort of NGO front for one of the other companies. This is PS1. This is PS1. This is actually my physical copy. Which is why you sometimes get these, like, weird, like, glitchy sounds, because the disc is, like, 25 years old. Okay, so I think the issue that we had last time is we kept running out of ammo. We kept running out of energy, so what I'm going to do is... I'm going to grab another back weapon that doesn't use as much. What was the real issue? Was the Journey 651. I think we need a better generator. I think that's our issue. Oh, hang on. So these energy, like, these are optional parts. You can consider them, like, in the Souls games, like rings. You can just equip these. And they each core will have a set number of slots for the energy, for the optional parts. I forget how many this has. But you can see they all do weird things like that disables missile lock-ons, that adds missile displays, reducing recoil. We'll get this one to get some more generator power. And let's buy a solid weapon for our back, just in case. So... and... okay, this should work a little better. Oh, PS1's playing CDs. Yeah, does anyone remember Vib Ribbon? Vib Ribbon was this game where you were like a little rabbit thing. And it ran along a line. It was like a rhythm game. You had to press buttons to make it jump as it ran along the line. But if you ran that and then you put a CD, like just a music CD, and it would generate its own line from the CD you were playing as. Hang on. I think we need something faster to move on. So what's our... This is like most of what this is why like a lot of the game is sort of like, it's just fine-tuning things. Hang on. Performance. Assembly. So yeah, our legs have a total weight capacity of 8,000, we're using 4,700. So I think we can probably trade the legs in for something faster that can take a little more. Take a little less, sorry. Alright. We've had these legs from the start because they were cheap. But let's see if we can get something better. Max weight, 200. Okay, we're gonna do some fine tuning. So we've got this right. Now, we're gonna be overweight, so we're gonna have to switch something off. Oh no, yeah, we're overweight by 600. So, which is the heavier one? Okay. I'm a little, maybe we'll get some lighter arms, okay. Most of these weigh 1445. I need it way less than this. 12, 10, 9. Okay. Where are we going now? Okay, good. We're back in business. That is some fine min-maxing. So hopefully this will work. This is the one I mentioned before that's in a car park, and you gotta make sure you don't crush many cars on the way.
Combat system engaged.
So you're moving a little, it's still quite slow, but moving a little. Where are you? Shit, come on. There it is. Let's stop it getting out. No. Oh, you little shit. Where are you?
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
So, like, if you don't head that thing off at the pass, it eventually just gets to the bottom. So what I did there is very deliberately, I just bolted at it. And, like, trapped it there so it couldn't get out. Oh yeah, thank you, Red Dog. Love you too. And... mail. Oh, Mark, I remember at one of, I think it's Armored Core 2. So the 2 or 3. There's like, there's a bunch of missions that don't have a hard boundary. They just have a, like, area of operations, and if you leave, it's a ring out by default. So what you do is you just sit by the edge of the ring, and the AI isn't great at dealing with that, and it just flies over you, and you win by default. Oh, yes, okay, it's getting really evil now. Okay. We want you to wreak havoc on Gal City. Just attack this urban area and fire at any attractive target. So basically the point of this mission is that they hire you to attack a city for them, so that they can then use that as an excuse to, like, increase security.
Combat system engaged.
Like, you just get involved in just, like, a straight-up false flag attack. It's great. You can see I am just wrecking. Oh, Midori. Midori, I called it that because Midori just means green. And Sin could not make it, but Sin's favorite, her favorite cocktail is made with something called Midori. I think this one, like, there's a train that goes by and you can just, like, blow it up and just murder hundreds of civilians. Ah.
You, in the AC, surrender immediately. If you resist, we will attack without mercy.
Might be around the corner. Alright. Oh! There were people on that train. Oh, where are you? Oh, hang on. More
Enemy
civilians.
reinforcements found. Valkyrie found.
So Valkyrie is one of the other AC pilots. Like, if you look at the rankings, she's on that, and she's like a really fast sniper build. But I don't know to what degree she's going to be much of a problem, because you can see the AI is not great. Like, I'm just on the side of a building. And, like, she can't quite get up here. You get, like, a massive cash bonus if you manage to kill Valkyrie here, but, like, she's quite tough. And if you do kill her off, I think she actually disappears from the rankings, which is rad.
Scheduled time exceeded. Combat halted.
So there we go. Let's do the train wreck. So this is a mission where this train comes into the station and then another AC shows up and you basically need to fight off the other AC while the train's refueling.
We've reached the fuel depot. Dropping AC. Combat system engaged.
And so yeah, this is like... It kind of expects you to switch builds in and out, so like you can see that the slow build I've been using up until now is not great against, like, air attacks, because they just fly over me. Alright, you come... Yeah, I haven't even hit them yet. We can get them from the top of the mesa here. Oh my god, this is already going very badly. Hang on. Okay. Yep. Oh, Jesus Christ. There we go.
This folder. We're almost at the destination.
Unknown craft approaching rapidly. Unknown craft approaching rapidly.
Where are you?
This is Boulder. It's no use. We can't hold out any longer. This is Boulder. Refueling complete. We're underway.
Okay, well, we saved some of the train.
Lead car uncovered. Combat system disengaged.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this has this hidden weapon in it, I remember it. Yeah, there's a lot of similar missions in AC2. It's
Combat
like,
system engaged.
they do the thing where they just sort of like repeat content a fair bit. So this. Right, come on. Oh, I'm not hitting you. What? Come on. There we go. So this mission is just wreck the chemical plant. So it's the opposite of the power station one that I fucked up earlier. Yeah. Come on. apologize for not saying anything, but it's like... Underground, there's some vats. I'm shooting the... Like, it's not a game that I know lends itself to particularly scintillating discussion a lot of the time. It's just sort of like doing stuff like this. Be very careful here, cause... And... Okay. Now...
Enemy reinforcements found.
I'll get up here first because... If I'm remembering this right, there is a pod up here. There it is.
AC weapon obtained.
So what I got there is it's like a recurring weapon in the series called the I think it's either the Kawasaki or the Kawasawa. But it's like, I think it changes depending on who's doing the translation, but like it's an extremely powerful... Stages usually don't... I think this doesn't have an OST because it's like got the alarm blaring.
Enemy reinforcements found.
They usually do have... We were talking earlier, like a lot of the OSTs are like bangers. They're like really good. But this, I think it's literally may even just be that the alert sound is like using that channel, so it can't do music. I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to... Have I missed something? Oh, I will have missed one of the stupid tanks, haven't I? Where are we going? Oh my lord. Actually, yeah, if you want a sense of scale, that is a staircase. So we are enormous. And then, yeah, I brought this up when I was talking about it with Sin, but like the size of the mechs like changes across the games. Oh yeah, hi, yeah. Yeah, Derpspaz is saying like they got hold of a PS3 and they're playing this. Yeah, I think the first time I streamed this I was actually on PS3, just because it has PS1 backwards compatibility, but I'm using my computer right now. I bet it was the one over here. Hang on. Oh, there's more of these. It has been a while, sorry. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. Let's see. There you go. It's more festive now. So yeah, again, like I was saying, it's sort of hard to come up with things to say about this a lot of the time, because it's just stuff like this. Like, the missions do a good job of feeling like you've just been hired to do a job, I guess. A lot of them don't really have, like, a structure to them. Oh, motherfucker.
All targets destroyed.
There we go.
Raven, that is enough. Go back now. Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
Oh, here we go. This is sort of setting up the Human Plus thing, where it's like, hey, that red robot you fought, the guy in it, he was a Raven, and then he failed a bunch of missions, and then he disappeared and reappeared again. So yeah, he acts like a mad dog, indiscriminately attacking people. So that's hinting at that procedure that we went through, that like Ravens sort of disappear and they come back, and there's parts of them are sort of like, there's something about them is different. And this is what we went through, called Human Plus. Human Plus technology developed by Murakumo and is an advanced technology whereby the organs of the body are replaced with artificial replacements that give the subjects vastly superior abilities. It's rumoured that several top-ranking Ravens are also Plus. And yeah, basically says, okay, Murakumo, that's one of the corporations, they have access to this Plus technology. No one's sure where they got it from, but as it will gradually be revealed, like, they're the ones who are involved in a lot of that go underground stuff. Because Plus technology is like it's pre-war. It's pre-everything going wrong. So they're digging up, like, the secrets of how they used to make cyborgs.
It's completely automated. There's no need to be timid. Give it all you've got. Combat system engaged. We got some excellent data. We'll put it to good use in the future.
Yeah, Human Plus does return. Sorry about this. Human Plus does return in the later ones, yeah. And when you play, this game has a sequel called Project Phantasma that never came out in Australia, so I never got to play it properly until emulation. But like when you start Project Phantasma, it actually lets it's kind of like, it's kind of a DLC pack before DLC existed. So you can port your save over, or you can start a new file on Project Phantasma, and if you do that, it actually lets you set like whether you had Human Plus active or not, and which Human Plus upgrades you had. Oh, okay, this is interesting. This is like when I talk about there being two paths. So like, you can see both the missions here refer to a factory, right? So Murakumo wants you to go on a secret factory recon, and then Chrome are like, hey, we're a little worried someone's going to attack our factory. So you kind of like, which side are we going to be on during this? So we'll go Murakumo, because we're a cool cyborg. And this is literally, Merry Christmas, Treasure Bear. So this is literally like, you just have to find a door and blow the lock
We've
off.
reached the target. The main core will arrive in 6 minutes. Find the entrance before then. Combat system engaged.
Ah, baby. So if you know ahead of time where the thing is, you can just make a beeline for it and finish the mission really quickly, but it's been a while, so I don't remember. Oh shit. It is all flamethrower things. There we go.
Door system destroyed. Transmitting coordinates.
We have your position. Break in from there.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
See, we're incredibly wealthy now. We're like... So we can probably start switching to, like, solid rounds, because we're getting so much money, so... Maybe get rid of all faithful. Okay, we actually don't need... Oh, your radar disappeared. Okay, that might be to do with, like, the radar being part of the head. Like, you can just not have a radar if you want. You can get rid of it. And there's also, like, some heads will have a built-in radar. Actually, let's hang on. I think it's time we'll just build a different robot, because I think we've been a tank for too long. Let's go. What's the max weight of these things? Okay. That's 4,450. Let's go. I'm having a very good day, yeah. You can hear I'm kind of mucusy. I've been, we have Christmas in summer here, so all the pollen and stuff is out, so I'm like a little congested, but... Hey, nice. Okay, so this one needs a booster, so we're not actually quite done yet. Okay, one good efficiency. Oh yeah, okay, FCS is something we haven't talked about. So, FCS is firing control system, and it alters, like, the way that the lock-on works, like the depth of the lock-on, the size of the reticule, the speed, the range, like, it's quite in-depth. But, you'll notice that, like, we've basically been using, like close range, like machine gun things, I haven't really bothered. Because the one I have, I think, is kind of okay. But you can see, like, this gives this one gives you 6 lock-ons. So if you had like a missile, this would let you lock on 6 times and then launch 6 missiles at once. It does a bunch of like really cool stuff. Let's try. Oh no, actually no. It would let you if you had the number of missiles you fire, I think, is actually dependent on the missile you have. We're not even using missiles for this run. That's how like in depth this gets. You can just ignore whole chunks of it. Let's just get a better SCS, whatever. Okay, so... these appear to have identical stats. Okay, so let's go... now. Okay, let's try for like gun arms. I think we can do it. I reckon. Actually, let's buy missile arms so I can show off missiles. There's some missile arms down the bottom. There we go. Actually, we'll probably get a better FCS if we have missiles. Maximum 3 vertical. Let's get that one. Okay, so what do we got going? We're like, we can carry quite a bit. We're on 3, 8, 4, 7. So like we have plenty of space. Like we could technically get a better core. We got a heavier core. Ooh, that's a beefy one. I wonder if... are there better legs? Do any of the quad legs give us... weight... next weight 3-8. We might, if we... oh, hang on, let's see. Will this work? Okay, so if we can trim 37 weight units off. What is the core? That core is... oh yeah, if we get the lightweight core, hang on. Okay, hang on. Alright, let's see. Okay, there we go. Option. Chunk. Let's try this one out. We found the Dark Soul. I was wondering if this would show up. I can't remember when it was. Okay, there's 2 cool things I want to do here. I want to show you how to completely fuck something up. So, this mission here, our goal is, like, they have a special experimental radar that's hidden in a warehouse. And they want to make sure nobody steals it.
Engaged.
So, we could do it the normal way.
Enemy fighters approaching.
See, like we're moving much faster. we could... Can I open this? There we go. Okay.
AC radar obtained. Cannot continue contract.
We just stole the thing that we were supposed to be guarding and it's ours now. So, like, we failed the mission, but... Yep. We got that cool radar, it's ours now. And weirdly, they don't really hold it against you. Let's sell it. Oh, hang on. We can sell that as well. And, cool. Let's buy some optional parts, because we have plenty of space. Let's just buy some, like... That's so Raven. Let's change the colors. Oh, this looks great. Okay. What colors can we get here? Yeah, let's do that one. That looks amazing. And, okay, Dark Soul's still here. So this is just like a big open space full of tanks that you can try to take down from a distance.
We've arrived at the combat area. Many mines have been planted in this area. Be very careful in your movements. Combat system engaged.
Okay. Now, if I do this properly... So we're supposed to be aware of mines, but like, we can just fly over it.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
So there we've got another, like, Human Plus thing. You can see, like, someone has escaped from the Human Plus project. This one, from memory, it's just, like, a really tall tower with this guy, like, kind of floating around it. And, yeah, he's, like, a Plus escapee, so he's got... I think he has, like, unlimited boost or something, but we're not going to bother. We're going to go exterminate organisms. So if anyone remembers Kingsfield and Kingsfield's fetish for giant termite nest levels...
Combat system engaged.
Now you'll notice we cannot lock onto these. Because they are, ostensibly anyway. Because these are technically an organic creature, they don't have a lock-on, right? You can't actually... But some of the heads that you find, they will actually have a built-in thing called a biosensor that allows you to lock onto these things. Like, yeah, like this area, this is just straight up like something from Kingsfield. Oh hey! Allison cleaned her apartment. That's what I did on my Christmas Eve too. Merry Christmas, Feria. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry. Also, not all the automap function is based on the mech's head. So if you have a head that doesn't have a built-in auto map, you can imagine how fun this area is. Oh, Fenya, okay. Hi. I'm looking at, like, I have a whole lot of windows on the one monitor that I'm, like, squinting at. I'm very worried we're gonna run out of ammo.
Target identified. Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
Oh god, the platforming and destroy floating mines. Jesus Christ. That is the one, if you remember, when I did this with Sin, we tried, I recorded myself beating Destroy Floating Mines before we actually streamed it. Because I knew it would go wrong, and then when it did, I just played the recording. I'm like, okay, we're done. Yeah, there we are. We're on the So we're now ranked number 7. Yeah, so it straight up says, like, you know, they were kind of organic, but they were also kind of like cyborg bioweapon things. And that this was actually like a field test of some sort of new weapon. Like, that's how a lot of the story is going to be revealed through the mails we get. I'd really... So this one, you're on the back of a... It just looks like we're gonna fall off. And then we've got... These all look very long. Let's try plus escapade. We've been going for 2 hours 23 minutes, so I think, like, let's see how this goes.
Engaged.
This level also has, like, it's fairly short, but there is a hidden AC part on one of these buildings. If you, like, drop down really, really precisely, you can land on it. It's a little, like... We're in a position where if we get hit, the recoil will probably knock us off the building. Come on. Come on. Where are you? There you are.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
Okay, so floating mines. Floating mines, the issue is not actually the floating mines themselves, it's that immediately after floating mines, you have to ascend a thing that's... If you remember, like, Tick-Tock Clock from Mario 64, which is a very, very long vertical shaft with moving platforms on it, you gotta go all the way from the bottom of that to the top, but unlike Mario 64, the controls are not really designed for it. They're that. So you saw how, like, how kind of hard it was for me to land properly, like I'm, like, skidding around a lot. Imagine that with moving platforms, and if you fall down to the bottom, you have to go all the way back up again. It is, like, atrocious. See, this is, like, the Human Plus stuff, like... obviously I kind of, like, gave this away at the start by triggering it, but, like, if you don't know that's going to happen, it's kind of, like, interesting that, like, they seed it like this, and then you can eventually figure it out. The other thing that, this does, which, like, we haven't seen because we're just playing through once, but it's, what will happen is, if you want to find out, like, about the faction that you're working for, the way you do it is to work for the other one because they dig up dirt on it.
Engaged.
So you won't really find out, like, everything that Murakumo is up to unless you work for Chrome. So, I just gotta find the capsule. This is very similar to the last one we had to find the survey team. It's just like a maze, and, yeah, I don't remember where it is, so... At least we move a little faster this time. Luckily our auto map is good enough that it'll probably tell us if we can get out of it, if there's like a door out, I don't know. I think we just want to try getting as deep as possible. This looks promising. Actually, I think you can blow the floor out in here. Or is that another one? No, it's another one, okay. I quite like that they've used, like, what's clearly a stock, like, grading texture for this, but keeping in mind the size of the robot, that would mean, like, that grading? Like, a single human being could walk along one of those lines. Okay, this is promising. Let's keep dropping down. Merry Christmas, George! You can see it, yeah. Like, different heads will give you different auto maps. So, like, this one's called, this is area plus memory. So it'll, like, map the area and also remember the places you've been. Whereas you can get ones that will just do, like, they will just map the immediate space and not remember places you've been. Like, there's a lot of, like, there's a lot of granularity to how it works. Oh, my impressions on the game. Okay, so, I actually, this is my physical copy that I have from 1998. When I first played it, and this is actually the whole thing that got me into liking From Software, was this. So, my impressions of, I understand it's, like, it's aged, like, it's got, you're stuck with digital controls, which is not ideal, because PS1 did not have analog sticks when it launched, and this is not designed for them. So it's quite clunky to control, but other than that, like, yeah, this holds up extremely well. I feel like very early PS1 games hold up quite well because they're just weird. Here we go.
Capsule obtained.
Like, early PS1 games hold up because they're basically, like, they're very experimental and eclectic, and a lot of them kind of play like an indie game that was made now. Like, if you saw when I was loading the ISO up, there was another game on there called Aquanaut's Holiday that is, for all intents and purposes, basically Subnautica, but it was made, like 25 years before Subnautica. Here we go. Oh, fuck the blimp. I'm worried the blimp is mandatory now, I'm worried.
Begin the test. Fight with all your might. Combat system engaged.
Oh yeah, we haven't actually used missiles at all, have we? Let's just go. Might be a little fast for us.
against another MT. Ready? Start.
You lived up to your fame,
Raven, there still seems to be room for improvement here. Thank you for your help. This ends the test.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
Yeah, I think the price of Armored Core stuff went up, like, with sort of From becoming more popular. I bought a lot of the PS2 ones on eBay. I'm actually from other countries, because I think they didn't come out here, but because it's a PAL region, I could play, like, the German copy and stuff. Oh, the controls. No, I did not reconfigure the controls, is what I remember. Destroy base computer. Oh yeah, I love this part. So, this is M. Okumura, an authority on genetic engineering. One of his experiments was grossly misunderstood and he's received many death threats. I just love, like, the way it's written. Like, yeah, he does genetic engineering and his experiments were grossly misunderstood. And they don't go into any more detail, and it's like, you know exactly what the fuck's going on here.
Tower to Raven, come in. 3 unidentified craft are approaching. Be careful.
We have a bit more space here, so I want to see if we can get some, like, missile action. Here we go.
Tower to Raven, come in. Eliminate all enemies on the runways.
Also, if anyone is, like, thinking that, oh, the frame rate on this stream is really bad, like, this game is, it's like 12 FPS. It's, like, really not very, because it's a very early gen PS1 game. Like, it is, if you're used to things being really smooth, this will be a bit of an adjustment. Like, it's quite clunky.
Good work, Raven. The doctor just took off safely from another airport.
Also, yeah, it was a decoy plane the whole time.
Stand back.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
Yeah, this is going into more of, like, Murakumo didn't create Human Plus. It's like salvaged from the stuff we find. We can destroy the... Okay, we can blow up a plane, or we can blow up a... Sorry, I am so congested. The crater called Big Hit. This one might be a little easier to deal with. Oh, okay, I have never actually played the original Silent Hill, which appalls people, but I just haven't. Like, I couldn't afford it, because I was, like, probably like 12 when it came out. Yeah, PS1 horror things tend to hold up quite well because it's sort of like the fact it's sort of slightly like pixelated and crunchy looking adds to the aesthetic. There's another horror series I really like called Deception that I really want to stream. I actually have a couple of them ripped. So if you remember, this is where we rescued that survey truck, like in the earlier mission. So we're actually going back and we're seeing what they were getting. So this is the thing they were surveying. And it's like, yeah, it's like a pre-war kind of like tech base. I know that like, if you angle it just right, you can actually like shoot through that and skip part of the level. I also like this is here. Like, again, this mech is standing on cars, so I don't know who this is supposed to actually stop, because, like, you could fit, like, a fucking, like, aircraft carrier onto that thing if you pay attention to the scale. I'll come back.
You? You're a raven? I don't know anything about those things here. What did you hear?
Forget it. Prepare to die.
My character actually voiced by Miyazaki, if you were paying attention.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
We've been going for, we're climbing on 3 hours now, so like I think we're not going to be finishing this. We're not even like halfway
This is the
through at this
target.
point.
The nose of the downed plane is in the center of the crater. Destroy it.
Combat system engaged. Enemy craft seen around target. Enemy reinforcements found. Conway Mark 17 found.
Shit, okay. Oh, yeah, I think we're gonna make it through this one. Yeah, we're dead.
Defenses damaged. Cannot continue combat.
Okay. We can try some human legs, see how that works. Next week. What is our way? Hang on. 4282.
Combat system engaged. We believe the targets are scattered throughout the facility. Release them as soon as you find them.
I can show you here actually. This is what I meant before about like kneeling weapons, so we'll find something we have to shoot. Here we go. See, we actually can't move while we're doing that. I have not seen the color theory of Elden Ring. That sounds interesting. Ugh. Armor should have RGB sliders. Oh, I've missed one already. Hang on, let's get back up. I didn't think Hawkshaw knew who I was. See, the thing about this level is these little turrets, right? You could just shoot directly through, hit the lock, and leave. But if you do that...
Trouble in the test backs. Lab and security personnel proceed to the site immediately.
If you do that, then when the little bugs get out, they'll get shot.
I think we've been noticed. Hurry up and get to the next one.
Oh, the underground setting, like, I think it's absolutely a PS1 tech thing. It's like Kingsfield being set in a series of tunnels. Like, they just don't want you to... Yeah, the stream will be The stream should be available later. Sin is just like, it's Christmas Eve for her. She's with her boyfriend's family, so. We were actually supposed... Oh god, sorry. We were actually supposed to do this, last night. And then, like, I mentioned this before, basically, Sin's boyfriend's family live in, like, a very, very remote region of Quebec. And they had a power outage that wasn't going to be restored for quite a while, so... We ended up moving it to now, but the problem is that's her Christmas Eve, so... She is, like, with them right now. I've seen the question about Elden Ring. I'll just want to make sure I'm not going to get killed immediately. Okay, so Elden Ring story versus Bloodborne story is like... The thing about Elden Ring that to me differentiates it from the other Souls games is that, like, Elden Ring feels like a single story that is taking place in a campaign world. Whereas the thing about, like, Dark Souls, and particularly Bloodborne, is it feels like those worlds were created, like, specifically to tell that story, and that's it. Which is why, like, you know, like, everything... The reason those games are, like, part of the success of them, the reason that they resonate, is, like, every single area and every single character and everything about them is working toward the same goal. Like, every area in Dark Souls is there to tell you something about the story of Dark Souls. Like, it's all, like, one big kind of mechanism. Whereas Elden Ring, like, clearly huge parts of it were created, and then they're just there in the world. They don't really, like... It's like, it feels like if you ever played, like, a licensed, like, D&D game that's set in Forgotten Realms, or, like, Planescape or something, there'll just be all this detail in there that comes from it being a campaign setting, but isn't actually part of the story that you play through, and that's kind of what Elden Ring is like to me. So, it feels like there's huge parts of it that feel like they are designed for, like, there'll be something later on. Like, things that I feel like would have been a bigger deal in another... Like, if it had been Dark Souls, that certain aspects of it would have been, like, foregrounded more. But because it's, like, it's a world, and this is the story that we happened to be playing through in the world. Yeah, it's like a very different kind of thing. So, like, if they're gonna do a sequel to Elden Ring, that sounds great to me. Because I feel like it's built for sequels in a way that Dark Souls wasn't, and that's why the Dark Souls sequels were kind of a little awkward in a lot of ways, because it's like, what do you do? Well, yeah, like, Jane brought up, like, the writer, and, like, as far as we understand it, essentially, George R.R. Martin created the world, and then gave it to From to do the story. And that's very much, like, it feels like there's just a lot of world detail in it that isn't necessarily... isn't necessarily driving, like, specific things in Elden Ring. They're just facts about things in the world. So I said it feels like, if anyone remembers, like, if you played old, like, D&D stuff, you'd be able to get these massive campaign books. It would just be like, if you want to set your game in this world, here's, like, everything about it. And you'd maybe not use all of it. If you think about, like, Demon Ruins or, like Darkroot or something in Dark Souls, like, it's there specifically to tell one story. Whereas in Elden Ring, areas of the game are there, like, because they're there, because they're part of that world. Like, in particular, the ruins that you see jutting out of buildings, like, that feels like it's part of another story that we didn't get this time, we might another time. Oh, I don't think he created the world from scratch. From what I gather, like, they went back and forth on it, and he did everything up to the Shattering. And then From did, like, the part that we play through. I'm a little worried we're not going to make it, because we are very... Yeah, we're... This is, like, another reason I didn't really want to... I was sort of iff about streaming it, because you can see that, like, I maybe didn't fine-tune this enough.
Raven, that is enough. Go back now.
Okay, we just made it.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
But there's parts where you can tell that, like, From have clearly rewritten, like, part of the history. A good example is, like, we did Rykard recently, and, like, if you look at Rykard's old assets, he has blonde hair. So I think the idea of Rykard being the other son of Renala and Radagon, like, I think that probably came later, and that's why he just feels weird in that place. Okay, we literally just hit 3 hours now, so let's do an arena fight, and then I think we'll call it a night. Or day, depending on where you are. It's like almost 4 PM here.
With your skill, one-on-one isn't a fair fight. So we have evened things up with a bit of a handicap. Now let's start.
Combat system engaged. Thefra found. Combat system disengaged.
So what I mean about the AI is not amazing in this. Like, you'll see there, like, I wiped out those two guys really quickly. But then in the one where I was in the crater, like, I just got pelted from range and died. Like, the fights are a little like that. Oh, we made it. Okay, we made it. I'm not going to make it through this because my armor isn't good enough. But we've made it to the fucking poison swamp level. So this is a very good time to end it. So
Combat system engaged.
Maybe thinking to yourself, how did they do poison swamps in a robot? Which I see I'd recommend for newcomers. The problem is, like, they all play a little differently. Like, this one's pretty good for, like, all the sort of, it's a little old, it's a little clunky, but, like, it's quite easy to get into. The whole PS1 and PS2 eras like that, what happens with the PS3 is they make it a lot faster. And, okay, so here we go. The area is full of metal-eating gas. So as long as you're standing in the purple parts, your armor just goes down. Also, this isn't even the worst level. Now from memory, it's the other side. One thing about having a really good radar and really good auto map is that it tells you where things are even if you can't see them. So you'll notice it's telling me there is something there, so I know to, like, break through that. And yeah, the purpose of this mission is to... Oh, hang on, it's behind me, isn't it? There's these, like, gas tanks you have to turn off. And this, I think, actually hints at Armored Core 2. There we are, Mars.
Detonation device planted.
So, the weird, like, tank things here, they have the word Mars on them and a drawing of what I assume is a very low-resolution Mars. And Armored Core 2 is set on Mars. So this is actually foreshadowing where they end up taking the series. Like, this is presumably part of, like, the early Mars colonization thing they have planned. So I have no idea why these things aren't just killed by the gas, but I don't know. Here we go. Can I not put the... Oh, here we go.
Detonation device planted.
I feel like this is the wrong way. My apologies. So you can imagine doing this with, like, a slow one, how kind of torturous it gets. Oh, hi Ryan, we're actually almost done, but this will be backed up.
Detonation device planted.
Yeah, getting lost here in a slow mech is, like, appalling, particularly given that a lot of the way that you, like, escape is based on, like, false walls that you don't necessarily know are there. Okay, so we've done a fair number.
All bombs planted. Begin leaving area.
Okay, so Death Stranding, like, I played it at a very bad time, and I was a little rude about it at the time. Because I was basically in a, like, really shitty mental place, and I want to go back and play it again, because I think I wasn't nice to it. Like, I got Sin to remove the Death Stranding streams and actually, like, apologized for them at one point. Oh hey, we made it out. I was not expecting this. I would enjoy Death Stranding a lot more now, but the problem is I played it 3 years ago when I was in a terrible state. I do not think we would make it through that.
Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
I think we're like approaching the end of one of the paths, although not really. There's like, I think there's about 50 missions in this, but they're not all necessarily like, you won't do all of them. I love this one. It's like you do the mission that's go in the lab, break the vats, and let the creatures out, and then there's this other mission that's like, hey, someone broke into our lab and let all these monsters out. This is quite a long one. We're getting to the point where it becomes a series of very, very, like, long, kind of like base sections, and we've been doing this for 3 hours, 10 minutes.
To have secrets. Split up into 2 groups and search.
Combat system engaged.
Is it here? Oh no, it's later on, okay. Yeah, that guy eventually locks you in a room, and you have to blow out the wall. Oh, this is cool, actually. I really like this, where you can just look out and see all, like, the fish and stuff, because they're underwater. All these little details. This is one of those missions that just throws a bunch of little shitty robots at you. And, if you bother engaging with them, you'll eventually completely run out of ammunition. Yeah, Boss Savage can be considered, like, the original patches of Armored Core, where, like, he sends you on this mission, and then it turns out he just locks you in a room and runs away. Yeah, there's the tunnel that we came through earlier, I think. There's that other fish over here. As you pointed out in the chat, these must be, like, gigantic fish. Considering the size of... Those seaweeds are, like, the size of, like, fucking skyscrapers! There's some room you go into that triggers Savage to lock the door. It might be this one.
I've locked the doors to this room. Sorry, but killing you is my mission. I will take my leave now.
Yeah, so if you know about that beforehand, you can just come out. Let's just go this way. Where are you? One of these lets you escape.
Cannot unlock gate.
You see, this is the problem when you've got a kneel-down weapon that, like... Oh, where am I going? Is it this one?
Cannot unlock gate.
This way. Oh, yep, okay. So it's actually doing one of the Soulsy things here, where when we go through here, the levels actually loop back on itself because that's where we are, and over to the other side is the one we went through earlier. So we're actually just like, when this level's, it's constructed kind of like a Demon Souls level, like you start and then you gradually unlock gates to take you back to the beginning again. Oh my god. Yeah, there we go.
Escape pod discovered. Combat system disengaged.
I'm skipping over stuff just because, like, people are watching. We're on 3 hours 20 minutes. Actually, hang on. Let's show off quickly the the biosensor thing that I mentioned before. So, look at biosensor provided, biosensor none, biosensor none, biosensor provided, biosensor none, biosensor provided. So you want to see if we can get one with a biosensor and a good map. Here we go. Let's switch that out. And I think we should probably go back to having tread legs or quad legs again, because the amount of kneeling over we've had to do is getting a little obnoxious, so... Happy holidays, Otto Willem.
Main system engaging combat mode.
So notice the computer's voice has changed. That is to do with the head part that you use. See, now we're actually locking onto the little things.
Don't worry about the small ones. Aim for the big ones that are able to reproduce.
Another little look outside. Yeah, it's 4 PM on Christmas Day right now. There we go. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit when we were doing our like trailer breakdown, but some of the screenshots they showed off, like the fluidity of the motion, made it look like a little more like the melee was going to be closer to the Souls games. Like, Melee's always existed in Armored Core, but it hasn't played, obviously, like the Souls games. But yeah, there were bits in it that parts of it almost looked like Sekiro, like when he's doing the spray of the little mines. And it's directed by Yamamura, who did Sekiro. So I'm wondering if they are going to like have more of a focus on melee stuff. Like, it'd be weird not to, given like where all the money's been coming from lately. Is there a big one? No? Okay. I remember there's one of them where it's actually in there and you have to, I think you have to bust in through the skylight. The big ones are not actually that dangerous. I think it depends on, like, I think they exclusively use energy attacks, so it depends on the kind of armor that you have. But, like, basically, if a whole lot of the little ones can get you in a little space, then you just get, like, gradually worn down by them. Yeah, I showed off some laser blade combat earlier in the stream, but, like, obviously not now, because I no longer have hands, I just have guns. But basically, the way laser combat works in this is you just face directly forward and go... So you're not going to be dodge rolling or, like, blocking or parrying
One of
or
the big
anything.
ones might be over there. Be careful.
I think it's supposed to go back this way. Hang on. Yeah, let's just do this one. A lot of these spaces, like, you'll just go to one end and then have to go back to the other again. Because, like, they are doing a fair amount of damage, but they also die pretty quickly, so... And yet, if anyone's played, like, Old Kingsfield and is aware of, like, From's obsession with shoving termite queens and everything, here we go. We are making more progress than I thought we would. I think we'll call it a day, because, like, it's 3.5 hours and we're not going to finish this thing, so... Let's just, Yeah, there's no quit button, because it's a PS1 game that used discs. What am I looking for? I don't know. Where are we on the ranking? Oh, we're, like, number 3 now. That's the guy who killed us in the crater. When you get to, oh, this is the Zoolander. They just made one called Blue Steel. It's like, feels like a back-to-front reference. So yeah, you can see, like, when you get into Armored Core 2, they give you, like, 100 of them to start with, and you can actually challenge them. Like, from this menu, you can just be like, I want to duel you. Yeah, I think we kind of showed off, like, most of what we can. We can build a humanoid one and just see what it looks like. Oh yeah, the moonlight's in this, and obviously we haven't got to the level that it's in, but yeah, you can get the moonlight in this. It's like one of the laser blades, and it does this, like, yeah, it's like an extremely... There's another laser blade that does the moonlight attack, where it's like shooting the wave, but not this one. Oh, actually, there is something I should show off before we go. I mentioned this a bunch when we've talked about, like, influences of Armored Core and other parts of the series. Where is it? I didn't show this off before, but like at any point you can just go into a little test room and see how it handles.
Main system. Engaging
So,
test mode.
this is melee. It's not great. But what I wanted to show off is, right, Ludwig's rifle. That is where the, like, fold-down barrel thing that Ludwig's rifle has comes from. It's here. Let's just finish this off.
Target demolished. Halting test mode.
Oh, in the lore you are a mercenary. You're with a group called... That's why it's Raven's Nest, like you're working with a group called the Ravens, who... I likened them earlier, they're kind of like Outer Heaven from Metal Gear Solid, where it's like a whole, like, group of mercenaries, and the whole point is, like, they don't have allegiance to anyone. Anyway. That was it, I guess. There's no way to exit the game. I could do that, and then hang on. I could open something else. Okay, for some reason this is stretched out massively and I don't know why. Oh, thank you, Matt. Yeah, Christmas has been good so far. I actually have to go see my family in a little bit. That's going to get a lot worse. But, yeah. So, yeah, it's been fun. I've enjoyed hanging out with everybody. And I'm sorry we couldn't do this last night, which was the plan. But like I said, there was, like, a power outage issue. Let's just leave the attract mode for deception running. So this is a game I really like. And we've talked about it a little bit. It's a series where it's like survival horror from the perspective of the monster. It's like you have control over this, like, kind of haunted gothic castle. And I think in this one you do have a direct means of attack, but they drop it later on. And what happens is you just have to lay traps. Like, you have to booby trap the rooms. In this one you can put monsters in the rooms. And people will come in through the front door and try to find stuff in the castle, and you have to stop them from getting it. And, yeah, the second one... Actually, let's load up the second one briefly. I don't know if that has an attract mode that's any good. But the second one is, like, one of my favourite games of all time. Kagero. Oh, hello. Okay. Did I play D? I have all 3 discs of D on here. I got that. I didn't play it at the time. I found it on eBay. But yeah, I played D. Featuring digital actress Laura. Oh, hey, we do have an attract mode. Okay. This is the second Deception game, and it's a little different. But yeah, I actually really, really like this game. I don't know if she's going to be... I've never actually watched the whole intro of this since I was, like, 15. But you play as this, like, creepy girl who's got this, like, haunted house. And you just have to lay traps and, like, people are trying to catch you, so when they see you, they run toward you, and you have to use that to, like, lure them into them. And yeah, the series... It's kind of still going. They haven't done one since... There were a couple on PS3 that I think got PS4 re-releases, but I don't think there've been any new ones. But it's a really unique kind of game that they don't really do anymore. Where like you're just creating a hostile environment. I guess Dungeon Keeper maybe? Where like you're in charge of basically building a level that an AI is trying to get through and you have to try to kill them. Oh, hey Dahlia, hi! Happy Christmas to you too. We're literally just ending now. I'm sorry. Oh, Dahlia, this is the game that you remembered, and you were like, I remember this game. You were like this girl. You were in a house. You were trapping people. This is it. And just showing off the intro. From memory, there's 5 of these, but it's like there's 4 mainline ones, and there's another spin-off that's just called Trapped. That, for all intents and purposes, is the same thing. Yeah, there's no... Yeah, that's us in the corner there. I haven't got any save games, so I can't really show anything off, unfortunately. So yeah, I think that's all for today. It was not a particularly professional stream on my end, because Armored Core is kind of difficult to make interesting for people to watch, I think, because you spend a lot of time fine-tuning things, and I didn't really do that. Oh, hang on, it's loading. Are we going to get gameplay? Yes! This is the shit. She has a very robotic, like, pre-motion capture kind of being a thing walk cycle. She's just kind of like this when she's moving around. But yeah, this is great. Oh, Otto, okay, if you think this is, like, kinky right now, they absolutely lean into that by the 4th one, and the 4th one is basically just like you're building an S&M dungeon. This one, there is at least, like... You can see, like, the idea is you're comboing the trap together, so you're, like, knocking the guy onto, like, a flippy thing, and then that's knocking him into the fireplace. Like, that's kind of how you set up these, like, chains of traps. So yeah, I'd like to play this properly at some point on the stream, but I have to go because, like, it has been almost... we're 3.5 hours in, so thank you everybody for showing up. Merry Christmas to everybody, Merry Holidays, Happy Holidays, whatever it is you're currently celebrating. It's already Christmas for me, so I have to go see my family, and dress differently to this. And, yeah, I hope everyone has a good day, and, actually, it's probably Christmas for you right now anyway, because it should be Christmas in the Northern Hemisphere by now, so... Yeah. Yeah, I had fun. I'm sorry, I was a little congested. And, at some point, yeah, we'll stream this properly. We'll probably do some proper Armored Core stuff later on as well. But yeah, goodbye everybody, and, hope you have a good day.